I thought I'm actually more proud of this game than I was the first game. I think it's more difficult for a team, when you're not totally teed up. And I thought we were pretty teed up, but it wasn't like it was the other day. And then on top of it, their style of play, they didn't really pass a whole lot. It was kind of just run the shot clock down, ISO, get a shot. And it kind of sucks the life out of the game because you can't get a run going. And that was a great game plan by them. And then defensively, they just kind of guard you, but they sit, 4 or 5 feet off you, so you're kind of in between what you're supposed to do. And that again is a great game plan. I mean, I thought they had a great game plan. I didn't think I was the best coach in the world today, but I was really proud of the fact that we weren't at our best, and we still won the game, and you still win it by 20. And it was fun. I appreciate the fans again. Let's keep coming. Let's keep getting this thing going. I hopefully will have some more runs. The runs get the fans excited. So we certainly appreciate all that.
Bennett goes all 40 minutes. Does he ever get tired? And do you assume he's more than likely just going to play the entire game? Is that kind of the...
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Does he ever get tired?
I don't know. I don't ask him. I don't want to ask him.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe. He's used to it. He's done it for 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's, 22 years old?
Sure.
I mean, I don't know. What am I, 40 something? And so I probably couldn't do that. But when you're 22, why can't you?
Sure.
Go play. And you only got so many games in your college career. You might as well go play.
That's abnormal, though, even in college ball, for players to play 40 minutes on a regular basis. Why don't more people do it?
I don't know. Maybe everybody just follows everybody else. I don't know. I haven't figured that out, to be honest, because last year I had 3 guys. I had the 2 highest minute getters, maybe, or top 2 or 3, Mitch, Bennett, and then Dan was probably pretty close there, too. He's probably in the top 30. I don't know. I mean, it seems like, the medias are like a half an hour at this level. And then when you call a timeout, then it's another 35 minutes. So you get so much breaks. And you're a college athlete, you might as well be in shape. So, I don't know. It's just my theory, I guess. I didn't like to come out, but my coach took me out.
And they, obviously, like I said, they ran the shot clock down, had a couple long threes in that first half, and kind of got on a little bit. But what was the big adjustment in the second half for you guys? Maybe, I don't want to say sped them up, but it seemed like their backcourt felt a lot more pressure from you guys.
Yeah, I thought honestly, I thought part of it was they just didn't make the shots. They were hitting really tough shots in the first half. I didn't think our defense was great. I thought we were spread out. So when teams do that, it's a little bit tricky, and I don't think we were totally ready for it. They just kind of spread you out. Not a lot of shooting out there, but they stand in spacing spots. And then the shot clock goes down to 5 seconds. And when it does that, then it kind of sucks the life out of your defense and kind of takes the crowd out of it a little bit. And we had a crowd, which is great for the Hawkeyes. But then they hit a couple of those tough shots. And then it's like, and then it kind of breaks you for the offense. You're trying to get it all back on offense. And again, it was an excellent game plan. I thought they did a good job, and I didn't think I did a great job.
You guys have 42 assists on 55 field goals so far this season. Just how much do you stress ball movement in practice and leading up to the game? What does ball movement do for your offense?
A lot. It's a lot of it's more just the pass once you get the rotation, the extra pass. We've got a really good passing team. That's probably more that than me stressing it. Meaning, I think our guys just pass it really well, and we should have had more. We had 2 of our best shooters, Tate and Brendan, go 1 for 10 combined on open shots. And so we probably should have more assists too.
So you think it's a natural thing for the team?
Yeah, because we got good passers. And then, we teach flow. So we don't, today we ran more stuff than we usually do, but we teach more like read and react type stuff. And then we've got sets that break their shell. Sets break their shell, then we get to our flow, and then our flow is more random. And so then the randomness creates the rotations. Once we create the rotations, then you're getting assists.
Tate seems to be carving out a nice role for you. Can you tell us about him and, you brought him along with you to Iowa?
Yeah, we thought he was pretty good for Drake. And then we didn't realize he was this good. We knew he was good, but we thought it would take him a year. But he's got a little edge to him. He's a 6'7" 2 guard, and so he's got good length. He's only going to get better. You know, tonight obviously is a big stage, and he missed a couple shots that he normally makes. He's gonna make those. He's got great energy. He does. He's a good competitor, and you know, I think if we're gonna be at our best, he's gonna need to be pretty good.
He looks like he's got total confidence out there, and maybe that's an exaggeration, but for somebody who stepped right in to Division I play, it seems like he's ready.
Yeah, our freshman class is all like that, like including Coop, you know, Tate, Trevin, even my son Trey, and then Coop. Yeah, that's 5, right? Yeah, and Joey. The freshmen are they're very confident. They've won. Like they've all won state titles. They're not afraid of the moment. They can go in the game and be just fine. And you know, him in particular, but all of them they're just really confident in their ability. They're well raised, great families, and they've got that self-confidence that's going to help us.
Was starting Alvaro in the second half, was that just matchup based, or kind of what went into that decision?
He's playing really well. Yeah, he's playing really well. And you know, I don't know for a fact, but I think going forward we might have to play more 2 big lineups. I don't know yet. I don't know. We're still a work in progress. We're still trying to figure it out. So if you guys got suggestions, let me know.
What's the goal for the week ahead now? You got a week between games. What do you want to do in this coming week?
Beat Oregon. First off.
Good luck.
Yep. We won't beat them, but Iowa will, hopefully. And then after that, then we're going to prepare for Xavier. We got to work on our angles defensively. I thought we got beat on a few angles where they just swung it. We closed out at the wrong angle on drivers. They got to their dominant hands a little bit more consistently where we should have known, okay, that guy drives left. And part of that probably is a new team. You know, last year I coached, and I'm still getting used to it. I coached a guy that played for me for 6 years, a guy that played for me for 5 years, another guy that played for me for 5 years, and another guy played for me now 4, but 3. And so sometimes I take a little bit for granted that they understand the scout and can really execute it. And so maybe we need to start the scouts a little bit sooner to make sure that they can execute some of the game plan.
And in Iowa Media Day, you talked about challenging Alvaro to have those minutes of intensity, not just 1 minute, not 2, but entire stretches. It came right out with 2 steals. How would you describe what you've seen from him in the first couple of games and living up to maybe that challenge that you put out for him?
Yeah, he's a competitor, you know, and he's worked really hard. We have high expectations for him. You know, I think his talent says that he could be starting. The cool part about him is that it's like, I want to earn this, and I want to get in there and do that. And then when you challenge him just like that, you know, he came out and he performed and was excellent. And so he's seeing the work that he's put in the weight room, conditioning, on the floor, all that, attitude, all those things. He's got a good attitude, but just getting it redirected. He's seeing the results of that now, and so hopefully he continues to grow and get better.
Alvaro said that you guys don't even practice transition offense. To see you guys have that success moving from defense to offense like that with that creativity, just how impressed were you with that tonight?
Yeah, I mean, against good teams, your transition offense a lot of times is going to be off of steals, off of long rebounds, and so you're naturally going to just flow into your primary break, essentially. So when you have a good passing team, you don't really have to work on 3-on-2 situations or 2-on-1s or 4v3s or 4v2s, because it just kind of figures it out. And honestly, the second you work on it is the second they're bad at it, because then you just like correct things that they already see anyway. It's like when you go coach something, it's always funny if, like when I was younger as a coach and you'd press late if you were down, and then it would work, and you'd be like, dude, let's put a press in. You put the press in, and then it would never work again. It's like, how bad a coach are you?
You said
more about Sage, if I could. Seeing his high school numbers, they're not eye-popping, which you're used to for Division I recruits. What kind of game did he play in Oklahoma?
Winning. I think he won a state title, probably finished second the year before. I think he lost maybe 3 or 4 games. He had a kid, a 6'8", 6'9", I don't know how big he was, big kid. Oklahoma defensive end, and then he had his brother, Ethan, twin brother, who's at Pitt State, Division II school. I don't know if he's starting, I think he might be. And then they had a point guard that was really good. So they were just loaded. and then he'd play half the game. So then he'd come out. And so they didn't need him to score, but that's why he translates so easy, because he doesn't need to be the star to be effective. That's what makes him translate to this level and translate up levels consistently. I compare him to probably, he's not there yet by any stretch of the imagination, like Christian Brown out of high school, where he was just kind of, you're like, bouncy, won a state title, et cetera, and then it was like, oh, where'd this kid come from? And he's a good player, and he'll keep getting better.
Sounds like everything what you said, you just really have a selfless team. You guys play really unselfish basketball. Do you ever just breach that, just playing free and off each other, not someone dominating the ball so much?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's role defined. You got to have a certain amount of gravity. Somebody does this, somebody does that, and then based on the gravity, then you punish certain things. So, yeah, 100%. I mean, we want to make the extra pass, all those things, and we work on it constantly. We're a big flow team offensively. Once we get clicking, it's really fun to watch.
You said
Last question.
on Monday that it felt like the offense was still kind of a work in progress. At least to me, it's looked better than a work in progress through 2 games. What's your impression? I guess just the offense through the first 2 games.
I think we were disrupted tonight. I didn't feel good about our flow. I thought our efficiency was really good, though. I thought we scored. I thought the first game we had great rhythm, great flow. We didn't play with disruption. Tonight we were fairly unorganized, and that's on me. Didn't get into our stuff quick enough. Again, on me. And their defense. But what we did, because we passed it so well, we were able to adapt very quickly and then still play efficient basketball. So, ultimately, what would I like? I mean, and they'll never do this again. Our shooters go 1 for 10. They go 5 for 10 on wide open, and those guys, 6 for 10 on wide open. Now you're talking a little bit different score. So even there, we'd even have more efficiency right there. And that's what our offense should be eventually. That's what we had at Northwest. Like, everybody compares our Drake offense. It's like, Drake offense wasn't exactly what we're trying to get to. So, yeah, no more questions. They don't know.
Okay.
Please. Job